All right, welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. I am your host, and this is week number 6 in the NFL. Little bit about the show. Sports Therapy with FH Jr. is a one hour show that comes to you every Sunday night starting at 7 o'clock, and we run from 7 to 8 o'clock Central Time. On the show, advice is free, but callers will always have 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick knowledge, and share about all things NFL. Now, we don't talk politics, we don't talk race relations, nor do we talk about sexual orientation. I don't give a fat rat's butt what the Republicans are doing, nor do I care what the Democrats are doing. Don't give a flip about any of that stuff at all. Our show is always sponsored by Crown Royal, and I am always rocking as I always do. Always sporting a cool beard, but today, normally I'm rocking the standard uniform, which signifies that I am just as neutral as Switzerland. But tonight, a little bit different, man. I'm rocking I got the new Cam Curl. If anybody don't know about Cam Curl, hey, look. He represents my commander. So today, shout out to my man Cam Curl, former Razorback. Somebody tell Cam that I got his jersey so he'll call into the show. But we are ready to rock and roll. You can't do one without the other. So we're going to rock and roll. Today's show is going to be action-packed as normal. This is week, hold on, get my sound together. This is week number 6 in the NFL. There was a lot of cray, as the kids say. Cray. Short for craziness. My Commanders won, so hey, look, I'm not upset. Now, last week I didn't get a chance to post last week's show because there were some technical difficulties, but I am going to post last week's show along with tonight's show. That way we'll have week 5 and 6 for those who are wondering and asking, where was the show? Why did I not get around to posting last week's show? So I will put that up along with today. Where do we start? Oh man, this is week 6, man. And I always tell people, for me, the season does not start until we get to the halfway mark, because now when we get there, we're talking about injuries, man. And that's how you know who is going to do what, because everybody's a winner. Until we get to the halfway point. That's where you got to have injuries. You got to figure out all that, and then all kind of cray. Now, I always, and I don't hide it, I am a Commander fan, and I'm always cheering for my team, as always. And I always cheer for everybody in the division to lose. So we had the Eagles going down. In fact, there are no undefeated teams whatsoever. So I'm going to jump in here because remember, the show is really this is a caller generated show, so it's centered around callers calling, where you get 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick knowledge, and all that good stuff. So let's see who we got. Sports Therapy with FH Jr.
Who that?
Jay in La Grande Prairie. Woo. J, what say ye?
I don't know what that was, but that ain't gonna cut it. Did you see that game?
Yes, Jay, I saw that game. I did. Yo, Saints took on a team whose name shall not be mentioned, but we are going to mention them.
That's not even gonna go there. Not even go there.
Well, I tell you what.
The man missed the field goal.
Yes, he did.
That ain't I'm not. I can't.
Now you know the show is where callers get 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick knowledge about all things NFL. But let me say this to you, Jay. When it comes to the Who Dat Nation, you guys play Houston now. Houston has a rookie quarterback. And for me, their rookie is not looking like the other rookies. He's actually playing a lot better. I was shocked. I did think that the Saints were going to walk away with today's with a victory for the day, but I don't know. You guys played hard, but Who That Nation went down.
Carr got hurt. I don't know what happened to him, but he got knocked out for a minute.
Yeah, he did. I saw where you guys brought in Taysom Hill on a couple of plays. I thought he was gonna pull it out because I'm always cheering for Jameson to get some action. Hey, but with that loss, you guys are still 3-3, which is not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. 3-3.
Yeah, with that game, that should have been the win.
Well, I thought it was going to be.
It is what it is. So.
You guys try. You guys get another chance at redemption this Thursday night because you take on the Jags. And now I think for me that is a game that the Saints need to win to get to stay on the winning side. I think you guys need to pull that game out or pull out this coming game.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, Jay. Other than the Saints, and I know you love your Saints, other than the Saints, did you get a chance to watch any other games?
Well, I saw the 49ers game. I saw some of it.
Yeah, the 49ers. Now, segue into the 49ers game. I saw a little bit of that. In fact, I kind of caught a big portion of that game. And I tell my callers, I try to watch all the games so I can be able to at least conversate with my callers as they call in. Now, what got me about the 49er game was, and I guess because of the last week game with the 49ers and the Cowboys where they did beat the Cowboys. They, I don't know whether the 49ers was just looking past the team that they played today, because it appeared that they had a couple.
They couldn't stay loose.
Huh?
They couldn't stay loose.
I know. It was like.
Brown put on like a t-shirt.
Yes. Because Watson didn't play, the starting quarterback for the Browns. He didn't play. In fact, they had some guy, and I won't call him a guy because as far as I'm concerned, if you in the NFL, you on somebody's team and you are a player. You were a star somewhere. So the quarterback was a third string quarterback, guy by the name of Walker. Now, but the 49ers did not play. Debo didn't play. And nor did they play the other kid that started in the running back. But that's no excuse because they are still loaded everywhere. And I thought they were going to win the game. But to me, it just came down to the Browns wanted that game. And, in fact, they were playing in Cleveland. I don't know, did the weather have to do with any of that? Well, I couldn't say that because it's not cold, But they lost. They lost to the Browns. They lost to the Browns. Did you get a chance to check out the JETS Jets?
Yeah, I saw some of that.
So, but I'm just saying, I just think when it comes to the Who Dat Nation, y'all defense, anytime you hold a team to 20. Anytime you hold a team to 20, that means your defense are playing pretty good. I really didn't see. Now there were a couple of controversial calls in that game that I don't know where there was what's my man 70-11 Michael Thomas got obviously pass interference calls, and where the ref did not make the call, and it made a difference whether. Because you guys were going, I remember one was a 3rd and 5. Michael Thomas was grabbed. Referee didn't make the call. Because, once I tell people the gist of the show is that you can talk about segments of the game, but you can't discuss the whole game. But I think that particular call killed a important drive that made a difference. Whether you and it probably would have made a difference. Now I'm not saying it cost you the game, but I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
But I think you guys gonna have some bounce back in you because you guys play this Friday. I mean Thursday. So you guys gonna have the whole night to yourself. Now, you mentioned that Carr got injured. Um, I don't know about maybe you can give me and it may be too early because a lot of times teams don't release that information until later on in the week as far as the injury report. But they didn't take him out, so I'm assuming that he's gonna be okay.
Yeah. A little wobbly though.
Yeah, he did. I think he may have
He looked
gotten
like it affected him a little bit.
he may have gotten a concussion to be honest with you, because it didn't seem like it was like a lower body injury. It looked like it may have been
I
just
mean, he was grabbing like near the ribs, so
he was what.
I know that mess hurt.
But I just now like I said, man, there were some calls on the defense that I didn't agree on, but but you got to admit, the Texans, for a team with a rookie quarterback, they look pretty good today. But Jay, thank you for calling, and make sure you watch the game Thursday night. So I want you to know, I don't want you to be like, well, I know you're a dedicated fan, so I know you're gonna be there Thursday night because you guys gonna have the whole stage to yourself. So you take on the Jaguars,
Thursday.
huh?
I said, of course I'm working Thursday.
So you guys gonna have the whole night to yourself. So are y'all gonna come through? Because to me, the Saints need this win, or they need a win to stay above 500. So Jay, thank you for calling. Appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Okay.
All right.
Get a big old who that. You know you don't feel too good about today's game. Well, how about a who that for the road?
Who that? Who they gonna beat them Saints?
That is Jay at Grand Prairie saying who that there say they gonna beat them there Saints. Who that? Woo woo. All right. Now, let me get my commercial in because you guys know how I love doing my commercial. Discover Crown Royal Canadian blended whiskey, patiently fit for a king. Expertly blended since 1939. And whenever you see me out crime fighting, man, I reach for a bottle of Crown Royal, and you know what I say? I always say, crown me, baby. Drink Crown Royal responsibly. And if you are underage, remember, you should never be drinking Crown Royal. But if you are above the age and you are legal drinking age, then my friend, please partake in Crown Royal. That is my drink. All right. Now, I always start off and say, we're going to talk about scores. And then we always end up running off having somehow we just don't get a chance to talk about scores. But I want to shout out to I won't say they my team, but I enjoy watching this team, man. You know what? And maybe because they don't play in a big, they don't play in one of they don't play in Dallas, they don't play in New York, but I'm talking about the Motor City Kitties, man, better known as the Detroit Lions, man. How about them Lions? I tell people these are not your father's Lions. Now, the old days when teams used to just beat the crapping out of Detroit, and Detroit would always give you a good half. They always gonna have an offense but no defense. But this year, the Detroit Lions are looking pretty good, man. And you just can't pencil a win in when you play the Lions. In fact, I spent a lot of time on that game. They took on the Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay was decked out in some old school. You know what? The uniform that they had on today, that was like 19. Let me see. When did they come into the league? Was it 76? I may be predating myself, but they were looking like Doug Williams. They were old Doug Williams. Tampa Bay Buccaneers today, man. They had the traditional old school colors on with the old school helmet with the pirate on the side of the hat, man, the Buccaneer. And they were looking good. And look, I think Baker Mayfield has found himself a team, and I think Tampa Bay has found himself a quarterback because the combination between the Baker man and the Tampa Bay, hey, they're making it work. All the only problem was I won't say that they caught a hot Detroit Lions team because the Motor City Kitty's been doing it all year long. So no more penciling in a win for them. The Rams beat the crapping. The Rams beat the crapping out of Arizona. But is Arizona tanking? I don't know, man. Then there's some who saying, hey, they're gonna put my man Tyler on IR until he's ready to come back. But they're saying, well, he's ready to come back, but he ain't in football shape. I don't know how that go, but hey, it is what it is. So Arizona took it in the shorty shorts, and they lost 26-9 to the Rams. Rams are looking pretty good, but as I was talking to Jay, and I told Jay, I said, hey, how about them Jets, Jets, because the Jets, Jets, they beat the Eagles. And like I tell people, although I am as neutral as Switzerland, but I cheer for all teams in the division to lose, mainly because I have a vested interest in everybody in the division losing. I mean, it ain't personal. Trust me, it's not personal. But I do want all the teams in the division to lose. Because I want my Commanders to win. It is what it is, man. Nothing personal at all. It's not personal. But watching that game, now I want people to know that for my homeboy Glenn, who I don't know if he's gonna call in because he's one of my regulars. He normally always call in, but his Steelers didn't play today, so they had the night off. But I will tell you, I know he was watching the Eagles because he's a big Jalen fan, which I am too, in a sense, because I remember when Jalen was playing for one of my favorite college teams, and I was okay with him, and I don't dislike Jalen. I don't dislike any players at all. We poke fun of each other and all that. But at the end of the day, hey, how about them Jets? Because I would tell anybody, if the Jets had a quarterback, the Jets would be outstanding. I mean, if they had a quarterback, it would be no doubt that they would be a playoff-bound team. For a team that's very limited in what they got, they hang in there. They have one hell of a defense. In fact, in today's game, Jalen had 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and then there were a couple of fumbles. And to be honest, there were the Jets relied on just all field goals, except for at the end when I questioned some of the calls. One call I questioned was when they made the interception on Jalen. I think it was 3 minutes left. And I guess when if someone hands you the ball and you're running back and you see and you're on the 6-yard line, I don't know. Are you going to tell yourself to stop on the 2? And, because you're like, hell, I can make a touchdown. So the guy ran the ball in, scored, but lo and behold, he probably should have stopped and ran the timeout. But I don't know what happened, but, So he made a touchdown, which gave the Eagles an opportunity to mount a game-winning drive, which resulted in Jalen throwing a third interception. I will say this. If you really want to play against the Eagles, I would tell anybody, go back get the film of how the Commanders play the Eagles. Because what we try to do is make Jalen into a passer. Do not allow him to pass and run. Now he's a good young quarterback, but you got to take something away from him. So you can't just let him just tee off. You can't let him throw and pass. You got to make him run. You can't let him be a primary runner and passer because they'll kill you. And then once the Eagles get to rolling, then hell, they are hard to stop. So that's kind of how you have to play the Eagles, man. But all in all, it was a good game. I didn't get a chance to see that much of the Raiders and the Patriots, but I can tell you, um, I know they're calling they're calling for Daniel's head on the platter. Raiders fans are starting to kind of get a little bit antsy, as they say. But the Raiders did win today, 21-17. And of course, I was talking to Jay from Grand Prairie. Houston defeated the Saints 20-13. But I got up early today. I got up early and you know what? For those who may have a few questions about, for those who may have some questions about why is the NFL playing overseas, I'll be honest, I like it. And gives you an excuse, I guess, to skip church, which is never good. But I watched that game, which was good. I can tell you, which was an early starter. We had the Ravens took on Tennessee. Watching that game, it got off to a slow start, and I can tell that both teams appeared to be a little, they appeared to be like they were suffering from jet lag. Because if you flown across the pond, as we used to call it when I was in the military, if you're going from the United States to Europe, man, that is a 8-hour flight. So I don't know when it's best to go over. Is it best to fly over? I mean, is it best to go over maybe 3 or 4 days in advance so you can get fully acclimated to the time and all that, so your body can kind of, get oriented to the time zone or whatever they call it over there. But I can just look at when the two teams were playing, they were very, 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 very sluggish. Then finally, Baltimore at the beginning, Baltimore dominated the whole first half of the game, and it was just vintage. It was just vintage Ravens. Of course, they have a new system where they're trying to get my man more engaged and throwing from the pocket, which because he got his money, so they got to keep him upright. But I will tell you, Lamar is starting to, because Lamar Jackson is still a young guy. I was listening to the announcers today, and they was talking about how he's just getting better, and I can see it, man. From the beginning of the game, he was hanging in the pocket, throwing from the pocket, and the offense is not centered around the traditional Ravens offense, which is Lamar right, Lamar left, and first down, and let's keep going. They have some weapons for him. The young kids that they got, and you can tell it's not just Lamar Jackson running and throwing to the tight end as used to, and so I can tell you the offense, they have a new offensive coordinator, so the offense is kind of it's working. The first half was just total domination. It was until until the team that they were playing, to the Tennessee Titans, woke up and they gave them a heavy dose of Derrick Henry. Now, if you know anything about Derrick Henry, he is a big brother. He's about 6'3", 245. I think he's a 4'3", but nobody wants to hit a guy that big. Nobody wants to hit Big Derrick, and I can tell you there are some people who made business decisions There was some there were guys who made some business decisions, and that was a close game. And then finally, the Ravens pulled it out at the end. But like I said, the first half was dominated by the Ravens, but I can just see how both teams was kind of like more jet lagged and all that. Now, of course, you know this week started off Thursday night with Kansas City taking on Denver. I don't know if we can say Russell Wilson is washed up, or maybe he don't fit the style, but I can just from the body language between the quarterback and coach, I can tell that they're not on the same page. And as we get to the NFL trade deadline, that may be a good option for maybe Denver can, work out something and send Russ. I think Russ would be great with with the Jets. But the Jets may decide to keep what they got in place. But I can tell you from watching that game, it was not good for Denver. In fact, they lost. And the game was not a good game to watch. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it was a sleeper. It was a yawner. Final score was 19-8. I fell asleep. I woke up. I fell asleep. But every time I would wake up, I would see my man Kelsey going off. I don't know if it's Taylor Swift. I don't know if it's his relationship with Taylor Swift. But all I know is, hey, I got my man on my fantasy team, and he did well by me. He did well by me and Taylor. Okay, so call me a Swiftie if you want, but my man Kelsey came through. But all in all, man, the game was a crier, man. It really was, man. It was a crier. Now, Cowboy fans, you guys will get a chance for redemption. You guys will get a chance for redemption Monday night. As I was telling Jay, next Thursday, the Who Dat Nation, better known as the New Orleans Saints, they will be taking on the Jaguars, Jacksonville. So they're going to have the stage all to themselves Thursday night. But this Monday night, starting tomorrow, the Cowboys, how about them there Cowboys? They're going to be showcasing, because they will have the stage all to them, the Monday Night Football, and they take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Now look, I got some Cowboy fans in my family. I got friends who are Cowboy fans. I work with Cowboy fans. And like I tell people, on a good day, you can throw a rock and hit a Cowboy fan everywhere. But some days you can throw and hit two Cowboys with the same rock. Because I am broadcasting and coming to you all from the great state of Texas. And I'm in my bunker because I am a card-carrying Redskin Commander fan. But I do cheer for the Cowboys to lose. It's not personal. It ain't personal. I don't dislike the Cowboys. I just know they play in the division. I cheer for the Cowboys to lose. I cheer for the Eagles to lose. So it made my day when the Eagles lost. And I will be cheering for the Giants to lose tonight against the Buffalo Bills, because nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. But I want to go back to the Cowboys. And it was something I said this summer. And I said it as a joke, but I still stand by it. Cowboy fans, until you guys do right by Jimmy and put Jimmy into that ring of honor, nothing good is going to come to you, man. Jerry, listen to me, Jerry. Homeboy. See, Jerry's my homeboy. We're from Arkansas. Jerry, until you put Jimmy into that ring of honor, brother, nothing good is going to come for the Cowboys, man. Just like Roots. The color purple, man. Everything you do, put my man in there, brother, and you'll see a ton around. Even though I'm laughing and I'm joking, but let me say this. If you are listening to the show and you say, what the hell am I listening to? You are listening to Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr., where callers will have 2 minutes to rip, rant, and kick knowledge about all things NFL. We are a live show, and the number to call if you want to be a guest is 940-329-4110. You know, I can say that now without screwing it up. 940-329-4110. That's the number to call if you want to be a live, all the way live guest on the show. Now, let's go back over some scores. Like I tell people, man, I don't just I don't wing this. No, 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 no. I have notes. Y'all want to see my notes? Can't show y'all. No. Now, I should be mad at the Bears, but I'm not. I understand. I'm not holding a grudge because you all beat my team. Nah, I'm not holding a grudge. Not holding a grudge. But they did beat Minnesota beat the Bears. There's talk about trading Kirk to another team. There's been Kirk Cousins talk about trading Kirk because I know the deadline is coming up. I know Kirk has a no trade clause in his contract, and so I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know what are we doing, but I think Kirk would be great. I think Kirk would be great for the Jets. I think he'd be great. Now I know he has a no trade clause, so but they did win today, so they beat the Bears 19-13. But now let's talk about the team that really had my attention on it. And that was my Washington Commanders. We took on the Dirty Birds. Now, the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons are one of my favorite teams. I'm not going to lie. I love Atlanta, but don't get me wrong. Let's don't get it twisted. I love my Commanders football team / Redskin Commander football team. / Redskins, because we are truly a divided family. Some of us want to go back to the name Redskins, which is never going to come back because it's just not. I love the days that I used to be a Redskin fan. I still am. I will always be. But because of the political atmosphere for which we live in today, it's not going to happen. So we might as well embrace it, embrace our team, and keep it moving. And it is what I'm not telling people that if you still want to be Redskins, we're gonna denounce you. No, man. Look, hey, man, I've been a Redskin fan since I was 8 years old, and it started in 71, 72. So that's been over 50 years. I still got my Redskin gear, still rock the Redskins, but they're still my team. I don't care what we call ourselves as long as we're winning games. So we took on the Dirty Birds today. Now, it's going to take a while for me to totally get into how today's games are played, and I know that because I'm old school. When I see a play is 3rd down and 1, to me, that is just, run the ball, run the freaking ball. So when guys throw it on 3rd and 1, I have to grab something because it just irks me. And, when we come out and we let Sam throw it around like we did, I was like, oh, Jesus, come on, man. Let's just run the ball. We got 2 stud running backs. But, hey, Eric gets paid a lot of money to be the offensive coordinator. And I'll be honest, I would love to have him as a head coach. I think his time is here, and I would love to see us push my man upstairs to the front office because, truth be told, I think the game has left him. I don't want to see us making some drastic change in the middle of the year, but I think I'm starting to question a little bit about our defensive coordinator because I know we have the players, but are we playing the guys the way they should be played? And for me, like anybody else, I am a fan, but are we putting guys in the right position to be successful? And, because although today, our defense played really well, and to me now, I'm only a fan. I do this show, but I just to me, linebackers are not filling gaps. They're not in places where they should be, and we made some key plays on defense. Man, there were some key interceptions. Ritter, the young man, his second year, he threw about 3 interceptions. Our defense played well. Sam was, playing good. We didn't have the crazy turnover. In other words, we didn't beat ourselves. and we managed. And this was a win we needed, because if we had lost this game, that would have been 4 in a row, and I think everybody's been ready to jump ship. So I think by virtue of the fact that didn't happen, we were looking good today. So I'm good with that. I am. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. We need to make sure that we take care of business next week. I think we play we got a division game, so we're playing the Giants. Now I'll be honest, the Giants, for some strange reason, they have our number. They got our number, man. They always, we get up to play the Cowboys and the Eagles, but for some reason, I don't know what happens when we play those freaking Giants, man. But hopefully, because I know my man Daniel Jones had a neck injury. I don't know if he's playing tonight, but I still want the Bills to beat them, though. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's nothing personal. It is nothing personal, man. I just want, because I cheer for everybody in the division to lose. Yeah, and then we had Cincinnati took care of Seattle with a score of 17-13. People are sleeping on Seattle. Now, maybe because they don't play in a big market, but Gino got those boys playing. We have to play Seattle, and they play just old school football. They got a good quarterback. They got some veteran receivers, and they got pistol chewing gum Pete. And so they're not the Legion of Doom like they used to be, but they are a good team. So it makes you wonder. Because I was watching one of the podcasts, and I forgot the name of it, where they were talking to Marshawn Lynch, and there's a code when you play the game. Nobody's gonna call out each other, but the problem, you may have to ask yourself, was Russell Wilson the problem? Because it seems to me like since Russell's not there, and so I don't know, man. Don't know. So I'm just saying, man, be careful what you ask for. And of course, we know Cleveland took care of the 49ers, 1917. I don't know what to say about the Miami Dolphins. To me, they are a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde team. 1 minute they blowing you out, next minute they getting blown out. They took care of Carolina, but that game was closer than the 42-21 score, because when I was watching the game, and in fact, Carolina had the lead. I think it was either 14-7 or 14-0 before the speed and talent and everything that the Dolphins had to throw at them showed up. I thought Carolina was playing a backup quarterback until I did see the rookie that was actually playing. So, like I said, with Miami, they are Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, man. With them, you just never know what you're going to get. Jacksonville, who's going to be taking on the Saints this Thursday night, they took a good whooping to Indiana. Now, I know Richardson, the rookie quarterback, is out, and there's talk that he's going to be out for the entire season. But Jacksonville took care of them 37-20. They look good. But like I said, to me, I picked the Jags as my dark horse team to win the Super Bowl. Maybe I was, I don't know. I might have been out on a limb that day, but I still think that they have potential. But they are another one of those Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde teams, man. You never know what you're going to get when they play. And then you had the Raiders with a 21-17 victory over New England. We talked about Rams took care of Arizona 26-9, and one of my favorite upsets of the day was the Jets, and they took on the Philadelphia high-flying Eagles, and they beat the Eagles 22-14, and that was a great, great, great game. It really was. Enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that game. Now, as I tell people, one thing about the show, it is designed for callers to call in. And if you're looking to call and you want to get something off your chest, then the number to call is 940-329-4110. 940-329-4110. That is the number to call. As I was saying, man, I am rocking my new Cam. Well, it's not. Well, you know what? I would call it my new Cam Curl jersey. So I'm rocking the Cam. As I was saying last week, I didn't get a chance to post the show, but I will post tonight's show along with next week's show. I'm sorry, last week's show. And then I'm going to post next week's show too. So I will post those. We did have some difficulty there. But the cool thing about it, because of the equipment that I use, if I screw up and lose it in one in one program, I got it saved over here in the old Rodecaster that I use, man. So if anybody want to know what is the equipment that I use for my show, I will always put it on my YouTube channel. In fact, I would love to have everyone who's listening to the show subscribe to my channel at Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. 2655. That is my YouTube channel. Man, please. And if you can't get me there, you are welcome to go to my Instagram at hashtag Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Yes, sir. Now, that is going to wrap it and cap it for this week, because you're about to hear the sound of my music. All right. We're about to bring this bad boy to a screeching halt for all those who listen to my show in the great state of Louisiana, all the country kiddies in Arkansas, and to the people who call in today, Jay from Grand Prairie. And I also like to thank all my listeners, those who are across the pond in Mario, England, and those in the Metroplex who listen to Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. And we will see you next week. And remember what I always say, for those on the yard, stay golden, baby. And we'll see you next week.